Hello, welcome back. It's Jane again. I hope you've had a lovely week. On this day, I'm going to be showing you a random Saturday in my life. As you can see, I've already got this jacket on because we're getting ready to go for a bike ride. And my husband is getting the bikes out for us. So I'm just doing quick jobs around the house, and this includes just folding my kitchen cloth. So son wanted to go out for a bike ride, but my mom and I wanted to go out for a walk. So we made a compromise. I was going to take him for a bike ride, then come back home and do a short walk with my mom. And he likes this track, and so I just kind of follow him. He's much faster than I am. So we were out for about 1 hour 20 because we set off at 10 o'clock. So I got back home and I kind of carried on doing folding my clothes. That's because we've had a few sunny days. My mom is still around, so she does laundry for us during the day, but she doesn't fold and put the clothes away. So I do that, and I'm very grateful that she's able to help us out. And we were ready to go out for a walk, but my husband was going for football match, and he was going to be leaving in like half an hour, and my son wanted to spend time with him. So I had half an hour to get some work done, but obviously my son needs to snack, so he's helping himself to things in the fridge. And this is one of the reasons why we have to be very intentional with the food stuff we bring in the house, because he will just go into the fridge and pick whatever. So if there's only healthy food in there, then that's all he's got. I got the biscuit from the higher shelf for him, but if I'm not in, he's just going to get a chair and go get it for him. So it's also important that we have healthy biscuits, otherwise he's going to be eating unhealthy junk all day. So I carry on folding laundry. So in recent times, I've been putting away laundry. Usually it's something my husband does, but with the sheer volume of washing we've been doing, because my mom is around, he's lagging behind, so I do help him now and then. So we're a household of 3 normally. That is myself, my husband, and our child who is 8 years old. But my mom is currently visiting us, so there's 4 of us. So we do have a very, very busy lifestyle, and this is something that's always been the case, even before our child was born. I love the outdoors. I love to go walking. I love cycling. I just like to be outdoors. I don't seem to do much when I'm indoors, but also being outdoors is a great part of my mental health. I do walk a lot. I would like to walk alone for walking meditation. I don't get to do that a lot, but walking still has a good effect on me to reduce my stress levels. Regarding stress, I've had a past of anxiety. I used to have panic attacks. I've not had a panic attack in over 10 years, and that is very good. I only got medicated at the start of this year, but I'm not off the medication. But I do occasionally get anxiety, especially with public speaking. And I suppose doing these voiceovers is part of my self-management, because I get comfortable just talking about stuff and having that flow. And for me, public speaking anxiety is quite specific. That's the only anxiety I seem to have at the moment. I used to get anxious meeting people with any power over me, teachers, whatever. I don't get that anymore. So I've done quite a bit of work on that, and I've also been doing journaling in the morning, which I think will help me towards that as well. The other thing I've started doing is I've been listening to a Buddhist podcast, and it talks about how we internalize things, how we view the world, and how we can undo some of the scars we've had from our childhood or experiences. So I'm hoping that will be helpful as well. Anyway, next on I go on to make this mushroom soup with the soup maker. I think I've said previously, this soup maker is quite small for us, and on this occasion I overloaded it and I had to take some stuff out. And although we were going out, we still needed to eat when we got back, so I prepared this before we went for a walk. That's what overflow means. So we went for a walk with a camel down. It's not far away from us. It was a lovely, lovely day, and there's so many people there. And then we realized it's because there was motorsports, and my mom and our son, his name is David, were very, very excited to see this. We then go back home. Oh well, we passed by Costco and we picked a few things. I've been exercising every day for almost 5 weeks and I'm not really losing any weight, so the problem has to be my diet. So I've decided to go on a fruit cleanse for a week or two. So I got some frozen fruit. I already have a lot of oranges in the house, so I continue with that. I also got other stuff for the family. So I do not have dairy products at the moment, but they do, so we had to restock on that. And as I said, there's 4 of us in the house at the moment, so we're going through a lot of cereal, a lot of yogurt, and having a fridge full of food is a blessing. But for us, it also helps us minimize costs because we're not going out, we're not doing takeaway, and it's healthy food for everybody. So that's how I personally look at it. We also don't go Costco a lot, maybe once a month or maybe once every 3 to 5 weeks, depending on what's happening. I also go to the market where I get my fish. I'll get trout or salmon, and I chop it up and I freeze it. We also went to Aldi and got just some basic stuff, including milk, which I've not shown on here. We use a lot of coconut milk in our soup. If you're not on a 1 meal a day, I would suggest go for the reduced fat one, because coconut milk can be high in calories, but that is what I need because I only eat once a day, so I want to have calorie dense food. And so here you see me preparing, putting all this mango to defrost, and that's because the following day I was going to start on my fruit cleanse. So on this day it was the 14th of September, so following day I was going to start my fruit cleanse to the end of the month. So you see me with the cheese. I get a block of cheese, which is like almost a kilo, and that is like £5. It's very cheap and it's good quality cheese. I chop it up, freeze it, but we don't buy grated cheese, so I grate that myself, and it is really good. The other thing we got was this chicken from Costco, which is like £5 as well, and so they like to have it with broccoli and pesto. I personally do not like cauliflower, but my husband does, so I'm included some cauliflower in there, and this was an easy meal. So you'll see me putting the bones and the other bits in the air fryer, and my mom and I will just put this in the air fryer for 20 minutes, and we really enjoy this. It's not for everybody, I know. You can see still on the counter, I still got raw meat, but it's packaged. It's not contaminating my chicken, and my chicken will be cooked again anyway. And throughout the video, see, I'm cleaning as I go. If I had a dishwasher, my life would be much easier, but I don't, so I am accepting where I am at in life and carrying on with it. But I have to keep washing dishes, putting away dishes, drying dishes and all that. It's monotonous, but it is what it is. I use quite a few kitchen cloths, so I use microfiber towels to clean the dishes as well as to clean the counters. But I think we wash them every 2 days, so I go through them quite a lot, but I'm regularly washing them. I might wash like 8 a day, so just to reduce the risk of contamination and getting infections. So you will see me next doing, the mushroom soup. I had forgotten to add the coconut oil in it and the coconut milk, which makes it cream of mushroom soup. You can use normal cream, but I find coconut oil gives it a unique taste. And so next step is chopping up the meat from Costco. So when we buy pork from Costco, it's quite thick and it doesn't cook well. So I have to slice it thinner because I personally only cook my pork in the air fryer. So I need it thin enough so that it cooks through. So that is what I was doing. So the other thing I do with this meat is I will also put the seasoning on it before I freeze it. And that's because we have a very busy lifestyle, and when I leave the meat defrosting all day, and all my husband has to do is stick it in the air fryer. It works out much easier when he does that and he's having a shower. When he comes downstairs, the meat is ready to feed himself and the child, because they get home much later than they do. And that way he doesn't have to bother with trying to season the meat each and every time. So we are at a point where we know what works for us. And as I say, my child also eats this. He is 8. He's very, very particular on the spicing he will eat. And this is why I use the same exact seasoning for all my meat. Because if we deviate from that, he's not going to be eating. And so I do the same for the chicken. So because we're currently this pack, which is like £6, is only going to be used twice. But if there's any leftover chicken, it's not a big problem. We just put it in the fridge and somebody will have it the following day. But on this batch, half of the batch, I actually added jerk chicken spicing, which is a bit spicy. And this is because our child is not keen on eating chicken all the time. He's hit and miss. He'll eat Costco chicken, no problem, but he's not going to eat even mildly spicy chicken. He might just decide not to. So I am from Kenya, and in my part of Kenya, we don't eat spice food. So I'm also not keen on hot food. So I go easy on the spices, and my husband got rosacea, which gets really aggravated by spices and like fizzy drink. So we have to be particular with what we eat. And so it was time for a snack, and we got the carcass off the air fryer. But I was not done with what I was doing, so I carried on. So you see I've got earbuds on, and that's because when I clean the house, I have music on or I have a podcast going, and that's because I really, really do not enjoy cleaning. I do not enjoy organizing the freezer and all that, because our freezer is always full, which is a great thing, but it's a struggle to get things sorted in there. So I try divert my attention to something else, and music or a podcast seems to do the trick. My mom is in the house, my child is in the house, so the child is not being neglected. If I was just myself and the child, I would have the music like on the wall on Alexa, and so I can still have the music and hear what he's doing. But my mom was taking after the child at this point. So cleaning after I've had raw meat is a real thing. I have done this for a long time. I'm very paranoid about getting infection from especially chicken. I never want to get salmonella. So I'm always washing my hands. I'm always changing the kitchen cloth I use. And so I get really paranoid when I'm using raw meat, which is another reason why I like to deal with it in one go rather than have my husband seasoning it every time we have to cook it. So at this point, there's only a little bit of cleaning, well, a lot of cleaning left to do, but to be honest, I did not finish it. I was tired. I got up 4:30, did some reading, did some knitting, and then from that point, the only time I was ever sat so is when I was driving about. So I was tired. So after this, I cooked for the family. I had a shower. I sat down and chilled. And then the following day, we'll pick up from whatever it is we are at. And so this is not a typical Saturday for me. I tend not to do this much cleaning over the weekend. As I said, I prefer to cram everything during the week, and then I've got my weekends to be out and about. Because if I don't do that, I'll never enjoy life with the things I love to do. We had also been to the shops to boot, and we got a few stuffs which I'll show you at the end of this video. So thank you very much for watching this, and I hope you have a lovely week ahead. Some tampons as well as 2 packs of hyaluronic acid just for the face, but I'm trying to use it on my hair as well to put my edges back. When I blow dry my hair, so I'm going to heat protectant, and then I've got this Aussie Cows heat conditioner as well as a mask. And my child got this perfume. He's 8, but he wanted something, so he got this blue jeans. It was £18. Yeah, he said he likes it. I told him he cannot use it in school, so it's gonna be his first perfume. So yeah, that's what we bought from Book.